So it's been a while since I've seen Prince of Persia. The last time that I saw it was actually in theaters when it came out, so I don't remember too much about the movie. So as far as the movie goes, I'm going to be a little bit rusty when I'm talking about it, but this is something that I wanted to talk about because this is another one of those identity politics issues that is risen up. So I didn't realize that this was even a thing when the movie came out, and I'm a little bit confused about it from that aspect, but Jake Gyllenhaal says accepting his role in Whitewash Prince of Persia movie was a mistake. Now, there's going to be some things here that we're going to dive into because this article is trying to make it seem like there's Jake Gyllenhaal saying one thing when he isn't actually saying that. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this article now. During a press tour for Spider-Man Far From Home, Jake Gyllenhaal admitted that his role in the Whitewash Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time was a mistake. When asked if his role in Prince of Persia soured his feelings for blockbuster movies in an interview with Yahoo, Gyllenhaal confessed that the role wasn't a great fit. I think I learned a lot from that movie in that I now spend a lot of time trying to be very thoughtful about the roles that I pick and why I'm picking them, Gyllenhaal said. Critics slammed Prince of Persia for casting Gyllenhaal, a white person, in the role that should have gone to a person of Iranian descent. In the interview, Gyllenhaal subtly acknowledged this, and he actually doesn't acknowledge this. Like, nobody knows. I mean, you can't say that that's what he was subtly acknowledging or anything, but that's kind of what they're trying to make it seem like he is doing here. And you're bound to slip up and be like, that wasn't right for me, or that didn't fit perfectly. There have been a number of roles like that, and then a number of roles that do. Prince of Persia is largely considered a misfire, and whitewashing aside, here's why the movie wasn't easy to make. So, this article is trying to make it seem like Gyllenhaal is basically confessing that he whitewashed the movie and stuff, but that isn't necessarily the case. There's nothing that he says here that is acknowledging that, even though that's what they want to say he's subtly acknowledging. But, they're saying that there's a lot of critics that slammed the movie for whitewashing. But when you go here to Rotten Tomatoes, it doesn't offer much in the way of substance, but Prince of Persia is a suitably entertaining swashbuckler and a substantial improvement over most video game adaptations. And when you go here to the highlights reviews for the critics, there's really nothing in here at all. There's nothing in here at all that says anything about whitewashing. So I don't know where they're pulling that from. And it even says here, like, some critics say things like, plays with a colorful cast of supporting characters. So, which, I don't remember much from back in the day when it came out, people complaining about whitewashing. This was kind of, if I remember correctly, this was kind of before all of the identity politics nonsense started. So, this article is being kind of deceitful about that. But I just kind of want to give my general thoughts about this because this is kind of an interesting thing. So, when it comes to people who are in movies, I personally prefer it when people find the right person to accurately and authentically play in that role from a historical and geographical aspect. So, like, for instance, when it comes to this movie, I personally, if somebody was like, hey, who should we get to be in the movie? I probably would have been like, okay, well, let's look at the historical setting, let's look at the geographical setting, and let's try to find people who fit in that from that sort of aspect. So I probably would have tried to find somebody who was more of an Iranian descent or something like that, because that would be better for this movie from that aspect. I mean, it's a movie based off of a video game, so I don't think it really matters that much for these types of movies, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. So, but when it comes to these people who write articles like this, they are very hypocritical and inconsistent about what they're saying. So, on one hand, you have people that are complaining about Jake Gyllenhaal whitewashing this movie, but when it comes to, let's say, video games, I believe that it was actually VG247 that wrote this article that I just read as well. Based on it was about the game Mordau, which is like a Northern European medieval fighting game. They were complaining about the fact that all the characters were white, which is pretty much historically and geographically accurate. So they're complaining on one hand for a game being historically and geographically accurate because it's full of white people, but then when this isn't geographically or historically accurate, they complain about it because it doesn't have a person, the right type of person in the role. So, and on the other hand, so basically they want one property to be historically and geographically inaccurate, but on the other hand, they want something to be geographically and historically accurate. It all depends on who is in the game and stuff. If there's a bunch of people of color, it's fine. It doesn't matter if it's historically or geographically accurate. But if there's a lot of white people in the game, even if that is historically or geographically accurate, then that is a problem. And that is just really, really funny to me. And it's super hypocritical. It's super inconsistent. And I hate that. I hate hypocrisy, and I hate inconsistency. Find the person who is best for the role, and that just chill out. Just calm down. It's totally fine. So, I think that that's ridiculous. But when it comes to this article, I don't really see anything in here about Jake Gyllenhaal saying that he was the wrong person because he was white. I think he might be just talking about the fact that the movie was trash, and he has a pretty good record when it comes to movies and stuff. And this definitely wasn't one of the highlights of his career. So I think that he might be more alluding to that in this article instead of the fact that he's a white dude. So it just goes to show that identity politics is real, and people are very hypocritical when it comes to identity politics and all that type of stuff, which is something that we all know by now, but it just goes to show that even more when you have articles like this. So with that being said, I wanted to just kind of touch on this, and let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this article? What do you think about what Jake Gyllenhaal is actually saying here? And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.